once you stop taking it, you're good.
Yeah.
No, let me hold it on.
For that You need to play that song when you get in that big truck. You put the thing on him? Yeah. We got everything under control. Group time! We don't like nothing. Round the ass up. You sound mad. You got the same thing. Alex, like you're gonna get in trouble. They gonna try, as you say, you wouldn't hear you were sitting over there. You know the sheet coming out, you got to shine the sheet out. I was in the room. You know when I walk around wondering. I still got it in my house. Y'all sign these sheets coming around, bro.
I feel get a bunch of people mad now.
You're in Suboxone, you realize.
I don't know if you get really sick, but the thing about it is like, how would I describe it?
What?
Since he left here. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, he probably wasn't thinking about it because you're not allowed to let them leave with somebody. You can only give them like 2, and the rest of that shit because it's also a street drug too. So I mean, he was probably looking out. Jeffrey was. But you know, it doesn't matter. He probably had, but now he has. What?
I see you taking everybody's temperature. You take your temperature, sir?
I temperature, I did.
How do you know your temperature?
I did. Yeah, I got it now. When everybody sits still. Enough for them to get mad.
Oh, don't do that.
Only going around and we got no soap on the first floor. That's the issue.
You need to get your group together. Are you guys Yo, guys! Gerald's got the floor for a second.
Damn! That damn Bobby. Y'all listen up, guys. As of today, nobody's going out unless you have a job. If you're not working, you won't be going out for the next 10 days. You won't be going. There will be no type of interaction outside of here for you that are not working. If you are working, you are allowed to go to your job if you have not been compromised in it. And other than that, if it's not a mandatory appear before the judge type of thing, you're not going. 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to a medical appointment either. The reason I say that is because you have a lot of people coming in and out of Little House that haven't even been vaccinated, and you're right there with them. Some of them have COVID. You understand? And all you do is reinfect yourself if you ever been infected. So for the next 10 days, you understand? They probably won't. I mean, no appointments now, unless they change their mind on Monday. This is what Marcus just texted me. Okay, so I mean, nobody is to go out for the next 10 days, unless you are a working client. Yeah, I mean, if you discharge, yeah, you're no longer a part of the program.
I mean, the three guys that doesn't matter. How about people who are vaccinated already? What I say for them?
I don't know. It probably won't, but I gotta wait till tomorrow to everybody know for sure. That's the way. Go ahead, Jerry.
I have court tomorrow.
Huh?
I have court tomorrow. I have to be at the courthouse.
So I mean, with something like that, I mean, if the courthouse is open, I'm quite sure
Oswald's off work for the next couple of weeks too.
Clint is on transportation.
You brought the stuff in, it all work, but yet they can go out.
So yeah, I mean, so if you have not been vaccinated, you would not be allowed to go out.
That's crazy because they just made me visit.
Well, I'm just telling you what I just got in the email. If you have been fully vaccinated and you have an appointment or whatever, I'm quite sure you will not be able to go. But if you have been vaccinated, you will. As far as court cases or whatever, I'm quite sure you'll be able to get to that. I mean, because that's an emergency if the courthouse is open, if they're taking anything face to face.
Got it.
So you just said that us that's vaccinated will go to our appointments.
If you have an appointment within the next 10 days and you have been confirmed that you have been fully vaccinated, yes, you will. You'll be able to go only to an appointment. That's it. Only if you have an appointment. To go do other type of stuff, I doubt it. No. That and if you're a working client. If you're a working client, you understand you're allowed to go to your job and come back. Understand? Well, I mean, last time they did it the last time, and it was unfair to a lot of people. We had 15 people that tested positive. They shut everything down. Wasn't nobody moving. I mean, they shut down Stones and they shut down this. The girls came over here and they shut down everything. No, they ain't coming over here again. Yeah, I mean, so the thing about it is, you don't want to be looking crazy out there when if you DOC and they put your ass out for messing with them girls. And so this and that. But anyway, guys, that's the last. I'm gonna let Sean continue with his group. So that's the word. That's the word.
Yeah, I want to say this, all working clients that don't have no weekly forms, Gerald just printed out a whole bunch of them, so you need weekly forms, come and talk on the office, and sit right here, so you won't get in trouble, you gotta go anywhere else and ask people those forms.
Yeah, they all work fine. We work every day.
All right,
let's continue where we left off.
Where we at, Sean?
We're on two, but
No, we on three now.
no, we left off on.
All right, let's have one more person answer number 2 and then we'll go to number 3.
Hold that shit down, man.
You want to answer number 2, Bobby? Number 3?
Well, question is some way people could have kept you accountable. It wasn't really up to them.
Exactly.
So I can't really say the people pretty much where my life, they wanted me to be accountable, but really it was up to me. So they were doing whatever they could. So in the past, they were doing everything they could. Only next step that could have was probably putting me in a foster home or one of those homes where pretty much you're homeless. That would have been like the next step only. And my parents are like my oldest brother, they tried that and did all that stuff where they kind of like tried to not enable him by kicking him out and stuff, and he passed away. So they tried a little different with me and tried not to give up. And So my family did everything they could. It was really just me not being selfish, really. You know, so that's, yeah, there are some ways, like I said, they did everything they could. It was just up to me at that point. And I'm the one who didn't want to change it. I was young, you know? Still young, but I was younger and a lot more dumb. Not brain-wise, but just fucking common sense, you know?
Sean, go back to what everybody was saying. It's up to the individual. If he don't want to make no damn change, he can't stop it. I mean, you can put things in front of him and show him, like treatment, you know what I'm saying, or front home, or a pencil, or big buddy, or whatever. If he don't want to be changed by you trying to influence him to change, you know what? You go to church. They do it in the church. Go to jail. They do it in jail. They do it in prison. It's up to the damn individual. Man, you come to a 12 to get one moment and say, hey, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of living on the street. I'm tired of that damn doctor can. I'm tired of spending all my damn money on drugs. I'm tired of being waking up when I'm going to spend $600-700 on drugs. And you see a little kid go to the corner store, he got $2. Now you got the criminal activity. You want to rob the motherfucker. I manipulated that. I just $2. I go in the store and get it for the homeless. No damn way you trying to add up to the little $2 or $1.50 you got. You know what I'm saying? It's up to that person. You hold accountable for his own damn action. It's up to that person if you really want to stuff. You can play. You know? A lot of motherfuckers off the corner. You can play, but it's up to you. What you call it, Jeffrey? Sure. Thank you. It's your choice.
All right, Austin, you read number 3 for me?
Okay, number 3. How do you plan in incorporating some sort of accountability in your recovery journey, either now or when you discharge? Okay, so what I'm thinking, what I'm getting from this is, well, I'm gonna incorporate some sort of accountability as far as my time goes. I'm gonna say, okay, I got this much time, so I need to be accountable for how I use that time. Say, okay, so I know Saturday night is a night where you go and you turn up and you fucking hit the dance floor, you know what I mean? You get your boots dirty or whatever. But see, instead, if you're accountable for saying, okay, I know that's what normally goes down, but instead, I'm gonna go to a meeting. Then you're keeping yourself accountable with your time being taken up by going to a meeting. Or say Friday night you get paid and you got a fat check in your pocket and you put the money in your wallet, you put it in the back pocket, and then it's eating a hole in your back pocket because it wants to come out so bad. So then you go to another meeting. You know what I mean? And you keeping your time and your assets, and you're keeping yourself accountable for those things. And so how do I plan on incorporating? I plan on keeping my money and my time and having accountability for those two things. Because if I don't have accountability for my money, you know, I'm just gonna say, oh, you know what, fuck it, dude, let's go to the strip club. Let's go see what we can get into, you know, or let's go buy an expensive bottle of liquor, or let's go buy some drugs, you know. So you gotta have a plan.
Sean.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Being accountable for what you're doing in your life, every step that you make, every day, even when you're doing what you got, because it reflects now. That's why we're doing what we're doing. So when we get out, we just keep up the same pattern that we had in here. Saving the money, calling the sponsor, going to a meeting, and shit going wrong. You know, like you said, when you got that money in your pocket, and you getting that urge, you pushing and shit. Okay, what I'm gonna do? You know, just keep staying on the same path you've been on while you're in here. Let's think about something he said, program. When you get out of the program, just look at it like you're still in the program. So you can do that mentally. Do everything else. What would I do, or what would they do if I was there? That gets you out of, get me out of that fucked up thinking. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I know if I was there, I'd still be putting my money up. So let's go ahead and put up my money. let me be accountable for being a man, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I know if I do something I ain't got no business doing, I'm gonna go out there and fuck around and get fucked up. But that was good, what I said.
Yeah.
You can't go chasing waterfalls. You know what I mean? You gotta stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Wait, what did you say? Right.
All right, who else? Number 3? Let's see, Gary?
Oh, yeah, Austin's right about, the money thing. Once I start to get back to work and start becoming more of a productive member of society, I'm gonna get paid on that Friday, I'm gonna have to set aside so much for rent, so much for utilities, whatever the situation is, I've gotta have that accountability, because if I don't, I'm gonna go out, end up in the streets, and do what I do. It's just that simple.
Bobby?
I was gonna say too, everything, it's like cause and effect, so when I'm about to do something while I'm out, will it benefit my recovery or will it harm me? Or will it just stay neutral, And I gotta think about the consequences of what I do, If I start speeding and I get pulled over, am I gonna apologize to the cop for getting caught? Or am I gonna apologize because I'm actually sorry, But there's consequences for that. And I can violate my probation for that, for little shit. It doesn't have to be, I gotta, think about, it's not just me using that can violate my probation when I get out. There's plenty of other things too. I mean, an officer just, pulling me over for a taillight out, that could be a violation. It could be petty, but I gotta think about those little consequences. I gotta be very, aware.
Did you get violated for that?
It's contact with police. If they really wanted to be a dick, they could. It might not hold up to the judge, but you'll definitely sit to a court. It's just contact with police at all. If it's up or something like that, it might not hold, like I said, but it depends the cop. They see that you're on probation when they pull you over. So they could be like, well, we're gonna let your probation officer know. And then if you don't tell your probation officer that you had that contact,
That's a violation.
that's a violation if they find out another way. And if you do tell them, that's a violation. So it's like either way, you got so that's the thing. That's where the accountability comes in. You know what? That cop was a real asshole. He got talking shit to me too. But he let me go. But should I go into probation and let them know, even though he let me go, he's cool enough to do that? Should I write this down that I had contact with the police officer, So it's like, I got to think of that because, all right, there's a consequence if I do it, but there's a consequence if I don't do it, but it's just little shit like that. But, being honest would go a lot further because I've not reported that I had contact with police before. And that was just another violation they added to like 5 other violations, and it was just like, even if it was not a bad encounter, I mean, it's as simple as I got pulled over for my license plate light being out. The light right above the license plate. I didn't even know. It must have just happened like a day or 2 prior because I haven't had that issue and I always look at that shit. Usually. I try to, but just stuff like that. But the officer was actually kind enough to let me know we're not gonna let your probation officer know. So I got off decent with that one. He was actually a cool cop. He was younger, but there's other, cops that just are dicks. So, I mean, he could have reported it, but me at the time too, either way, I would have lied about it either way. That's the one I was using. So I was like, I don't want to get violated. I'm not going to tell him even if he says he's not going to, it's not that I trusted him because I didn't. It was just like, I'm not going to tell him myself either. Because at that time I wanted to hang the fuck out. This is like a couple months before COVID hit too and shit. But like I said, I got to take all that stuff into consideration what I'm doing while I'm out there, because if the consequence, you come to it with a consequence. Probation sucks, man.
Omar?
Yeah, I mean, I see here it says here or outside when we get out. I mean, here it's so easy to, have accountability, you know, because I'm in a glass bubble, you know, I'm in here, I'm not going out so much, there's nothing really going on. Right now is the time for me to work on my foundation more than anything, you know, and if that foundation is not strong by the time I get out of here, I'm fucked. You know, 60 days, 90 days is not enough time to build yourself a strong foundation. So it's gonna be really hard for me when I get out there again, especially after 2 years of not doing a damn thing, not working, not, you know, just drinking and that's it. You know, but accountability at the beginning, I mean, I'm gonna have other people help me out with that, hold me accountable, you know, speak to my sponsors, speak to my family and such, speak to my close friends, you know, and me, I mean, I'm honest every time I go into a job now, ever since, you know, every time I'm sober, I tell them, listen, I'm in recovery. So if I thought I need to leave by a certain time, I can't stay, it's because I gotta go somewhere for a meeting or something like that. And they've been very understandable, they respect it, you know, me telling them that. So, yeah, I mean, right now at the beginning, it's all about the foundation, accountability, slowly but surely, you know.
Bobby?
I just want to add one more thing real quick too. It also comes like the meetings and too. If I skip a meeting, that's a consequence to my recovery because then I'm slowly fading away from NA again. And that's something that actually can benefit me to keep me sober and clean, being surrounded by those people and being able to actually talk. You know, I've been part of NA since I was 15. I was court ordered. You know, but you know, instead of like I could start writing, I could, you know, I have an NA sheet. I'm court ordered to go to those meetings, a certain amount of meetings a week. I can do that myself, but that's a consequence of stuff. Say they catch on. Like, oh, hey, this person went to this meeting too. That's not even the topic. That's not even this person's signature that was in chairman. You know, I get myself knocked off like that. Or, you know, just maybe one of the probation officers in contact with NA and then they're like, we've never even heard of this kid. They're not supposed to, but, you know, just we're human, you know? So it's just stuff like that. So it can become accountable, not even just probation, but towards my recovery. I can start fading away from NA. That's a consequence of its own, you know? Because I'm going to just start falling back and hanging out by myself, you know, staying at home. Because what am I doing that's so important instead of going to a meeting? Playing a video game? I can wait an hour to play? Bro, stuff like that, you just got to be accountable for that.
Byron? Number 3?
How do I plan to work, how do you plan to incorporate some sort of accountability in your recovery journey, either now or when you are discharged? Accountability in my recovery, it starts right now, you know, I implement being accountable for everything that I'm confronted with right here in this program. I continue with different things on a daily basis, and I remain accountable. I maintain responsibility. I do as I'm instructed in what's required of me. And then from here, I plan to go to a sober house where I can, you know, maintain some structure and remain being accountable from there.
Robert?
Yeah, we got a sober club where I'm from, and one thing I plan on doing is going and joining a home group, and the place is open all day, so, I mean, anytime I'm not there, because everybody I know either gets high or sells drugs, I'm gonna have to be there. You know, if I wanna stay sober, I gotta be around people who are doing the same thing as I am. I'm not gonna be able to stay sober going around the whole people that I used to hang out with, that's not gonna happen. That, plus I got 2 years code center probation, so I got to piss twice a week, every week. So,
You talking about Anchorage Away?
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good place.
yeah, I used to go there, and there's a lot of good people there.
Well, where you from?
Key West.
Who else number 3? Let's see. Adesh? I haven't heard from you in a while. Adesh?
Number 3 says, how do you plan on incorporating some sort of accountability in your recovery journey either now or when you're discharged? If I relapse, God forbid I relapse, but you know, it's a reality. I could relapse. God forbid I ever relapse again, I
I will hold myself accountable by admitting that I am wrong and trying to get as much help as I can not to continue that journey of relapse.
That sounds scripted.
Pretty much. Man, we should do.
That's the truth, though. If I get out of here and I see my people and they got a bunch of flop joints, and I be like, damn, and they got the flop and they smoking flop around me, I don't know what I was
Flop.
Yeah, but why would you go around those people if you want to stay sober?
No, I'm just saying, like, cause if they ever come around me smoking flop, that's a high risk situation.
Why don't yourself in it? He's asking Adesh, why would you put yourself in that situation?
You're right, I wouldn't put myself in that. But I'll hold myself accountable. God forbid I believe that by admitting, damn, I forgot. And I need to get to a meeting. Get myself together. Maybe a detox. Hold myself accountable like that.
You don't think you can use other people to hold you accountable?
Other people? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a good idea because sometimes people are doing shit that they don't realize they're doing shit wrong, but then somebody has to bring it to the light to show them their sinful nature. And until someone shows them their sinful nature, it will never be brought to the light. They won't know how to move. So they need someone that's tired of them.
You're gonna time him up.
Bobby?
What I was gonna say is Marcus was saying something like last night, like you gotta learn to get uncomfortable in certain situations. So like he's talking about I think he's talking about kind of like, you know, if like somebody's getting high around you to be kind of uncomfortable around that. You know? Like not just hang out and you don't want to be uncomfortable hanging out with somebody getting high. You just kind of be like, hey, come on. You know, like make them uncomfortable. That's what I got out of it. I heard somebody say that's not what he meant, but that's what I got because this is my program for me. You know, everyone's here for themselves, so this is your program too for you. So that's what I got out of that. You know, so I thought I would just point that out.
Son, can I ask you a question?
Or, yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, right? What if a person is sober but not clean?
What did you say? You mean like,
It's sober but not clean.
you mean like if they have,
So you know, it's a difference between sober and clean. So you know what I'm talking about. What if a person is sober but he's not clean?
Well, they smoke themselves sober.
Shut your dumb ass up.
No, they're just doing things that they shouldn't be doing. I mean, you're going against the grain instead of with the grain. I mean,
No.
you're not doing, it's not just, it's what? It's not that you're just staying sober. It's, now you have to live a good life. You have to do the right things. That's being dirty. It's also called the dry drunk.
Yeah, I've met pieces of shit that are.
Let me express it a little more.
Sober means you're not doing real drugs.
Sober means that you have not access of any kind of drug or chemical. Clean means that dealing with your personal problem, your personality and all that stuff. That's what clean means. It connect, but it don't connect. So you could be sober. I got no drugs in my system or nothing. I was saying that for me, because I got 1,852 days sober.
I had that the other day.
No. I heard
the other day, I'm sorry.
You know, I'm not clean for my personality.
12 steps. 12 steps before.
Oh, I know 12 steps are hard. I see it every time they come on. That's nothing.
See, I've heard that.
It's not knowing them, it's doing them and living by them.
exactly.
By dropping.
It's not knowing them, it's not knowing them, it's doing them and living by them.
Yes, because that don't make you clean, because you can be sober.
I know a lot of people can always like think back and forth. That
One
they
on
never
one,
get
I've been to
sober.
Signal Celebration Recovery. I do meet you at first steps, pumping up again, and you clear water. I mean, I do a lot of shit, but I wasn't clean, because I was still doing criminal activities.
That's what you're just saying.
I mean, so the main purpose of here is to apply to be clean. Not to ask them, yeah, I did that for 5 years. I worked at the church, the rest of it. I only did it because I didn't want to get fired on my job.
No, I hear you out. You know, my ex, she was like kind of like forced to get clean, but I mean, she was just still fucking like her ways are just still the same ways. So I get what you're saying. But
I mean, your personality to make you go out and do drugs. It's not the fucking drug. You talking about, they say it's not good to go to people place, old place, people place and things. Yeah, drugs all over. I mean, your best friend, your girlfriend, your uncle, your dad, your grandma, your brother and sister, yeah, they might do drugs. You can hide, but you only have to do it for you. All right. If you don't really want to do it for you, then you don't get it. Don't get it. It's got to be for you. Nothing go over my head, or my, I can know what's going on. You have to do it for you. You can't do it for nobody else. You can't come out blaming on the drug. The alcohol ain't make your ass do that. And personality make you do it. Your girlfriend don't want to, you can't cope with your girlfriend because her action. You can't deal with the boss man because you can manage too much. It's up to you.
Bobby?
No, I always thought about this. I don't know why. I think this, I'm like, what if we took like, this is just like a little experiment I thought about doing. So it would be a terrible idea, really. But like, what if you took like crack pipe, a bong, maybe like a prescription bottle of a bunch of different pills and just put it on a table in the middle and just see how long it stays there. I just want to see like how much will, how much self-control, like that'd be one of those things where like, all right, I'm gone. I don't even want to see how this ends out, but I'll be watching it.
I'm gonna take him and go throw him in the trash.
No, yeah, so that'd be good,
Over
but
there.
watch someone dig, yeah. Yeah, someone be digging this shit out if they don't know doing it. I just want to see like how, you know, I hear people talk this big game. I talk this big game. Let's see. Let's put this to the test. And you gotta put roofies in it though, so when they do it, they fucked up.
Performing.
Don't be a dick, Bob.
Yes, I am. Why you getting offended because I told someone I'd be a dick? Why you getting a dick?
You need to dig now.
Cold ass.
Notice something. Nobody knows how to stay quiet. Let the
Look at your head, it's shaped like a dick, man. I'm sorry,
I don't want no problem. All right, Austin. Austin, you have your hand up?
I forgot what I was gonna say, but I'll spitball something. All right. Sean, if you got 26 sheep, right?
Oh, God, don't.
And one of them dies, how many do you have left?
25.
26?
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, how many do you have left live?
25?
No. So this goes right around with the accountability thing, right? You're accountable for these sheep, right? And all of them sick. All of them sick. They're all coughing and fucking sneezing, right? So you got 26 sheep.
What do they have, COVID or something?
Yeah, you got 26 sheep. One of them dies. You only have 19 left.
26.
You got 26 sheep.
Oh, 26.
Shut up.
Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out.
Write him up for
Hear me
that.
out. You can't always be accountable for what you hear. Okay, because sometimes you'll hear something and you're thinking, I can be accountable for what I'm hearing because I'm hearing it right. But then you realize that you're not hearing it right. So, I don't know. Sometimes you can think that you're accountable for what you hear, but really you're not because sometimes you hear shit wrong. Or sometimes you hear it just right, but you're not understanding it right. Also, you got to start with the man in the mirror. You got to ask him to change his ways. And also, you gotta know when to hold him And you gotta know when to fold it.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta know when to turn it up.
Love it. I fucking love it. Word, I like that.
All right, David, you hand up?
He did a lot of witness.
I don't know how to follow that. So basically, being accountable, especially in here, what, think, for instance, like I can talk about myself and I can talk about the majority of the guys at work. That we have to be accountable. We have to leave at a certain time. We have to come back by a certain time. And so we're accountable for ourselves on that aspect. And plus, you never know when you're gonna come back to get strip search, like we did the other day. You never know if, they're gonna breathalyze you. You never know if they're gonna piss test you right when you walk in. So the whole thing is, you have to be accountable. You have to sit there and just not do the wrong thing. So, and that's, the same thing when you leave here. You just have to do this, not do the wrong thing. And if you're going to be, responsible for your own actions, that's the only person that you can be responsible for when you leave here is yourself. And if you want to end up back here, don't be responsible for yourself because you will end up back here. Or in the streets.
If you're lucky.
Or dead.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to run, but you ain't guaranteed to recover.
What'd you say, Omar?
Guaranteed to run, you ain't guaranteed to recover.
Let's move on to number 4. And let's keep it to one person speaking at a time.
This is a loaded question.
Oh, wait.
You know that, right?
You know, multiple personalities, you know, that's what.
You want to read it for us, Austin?
Are we as staff doing y'all a harm by not going after higher punishment and keeping you accountable for your on-site smoking? You're pretty much learning you can benefit from being sneaky and breaking rules.
Yeah, that's what they showing you here. You benefit.
But here's the thing,
This
though.
time early. Exactly.
Everybody that gets caught smoking is not sneaky. So if you're sneaky, you never get caught. And there's never no problem.
They'll put you in court.
So I think you're right, yeah. You pretty much learn that you can benefit from being sneaky. Okay, so I remember when I was smoking, I'm over here, I'm like this right here. And I'm watching everybody, I'm like, oh, he's about to get caught. Watch him. Oh, he's caught. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, oh, he got caught. And I'm sneaking off this way, and then I don't ever get caught. You know? And then, so I'm like watching people, I'm like, man, you're getting caught, man. You need, so they just, yeah, you learn to get that you benefit from being sneaky. That's true. Oh, the other part. Okay.
Should we establish?
I don't know, man. I don't know if higher punishment is going to help anything because people are going to smoke. I mean, they can say, we're going to kick you out for smoking until you're blue in the face, but until they actually start kicking people out, and people's like, oh shit, that dude really did get caught, and he got kicked out. Which that might be what happened with Arvis, I don't know.
Now he's in room 1, he's still here. But he gone.
Yeah, but room 1 is the room that they keep people at temporarily before they go.
Wait, what happened with Arvis?
He got caught smoking.
Marcus caught him smoking behind the
No.
Yes, he did.
That's kind of like dirty, though. I would smoke anywhere besides the freaking.
We supposed to have a closing down for cigarettes.
All right,
What is a higher punishment than going through all the COVID?
what do you think?
What is a higher punishment than going through all the COVID that you basically sentenced to death?
I think we should stone him. Like,
I'm
doing a thing, just
What
find
we should do
rocks.
is throw that person in a positive COVID group and let nature take it.
Yeah. That's a fucking punishment.
That's when they get an office.
Arvis is by himself.
Oh.
Trust me, he's over there counting, by himself.
Yeah, Arvis is the definition of COVID. Before COVID was a thing.
We talking about?
Hi, Arvis.
Probably ain't shit. He ain't watching that shit, dog.
He always
Probably
said,
not
"Oh,
even-
No, he ain't watching that shit. He watching
Probably is. Probably like, yeah.
You might have watched that shit.
How you know he's doing that?
Right at you.
Bobby, how you know he's doing that?
Oh God, I feel comfortable.
You're getting sniped off, Bobby.
He
All right,
always
Bobby,
said,
number 4.
Number 4.
and then, not me, that's so.
I pretty much.
Come on,
Uh,
spit it out.
As in you, it would not be me. So I don't know. I've never had this issue, but from what I see, I mean, once you go on red, you can kind of do whatever you want. You know? You get, yeah, you fucking. What are they gonna put you on another red? Like,
Yeah, go further.
when I was on red, I realized that it's only when they point out to you that you're in there that you gotta go out. But other than that, it's like you're hanging out. You know, that's the only thing is they just point it out. But I mean, I don't know. It's just they take away certain things. That sucks. I don't know. I guess I'll say for breaking the rules. I guess for everything, it's all different. So yes, they do good for certain things, but other things no. And you'll see that like someone who like gets caught all the time gets away with it, and then you see somebody else do that thing one time and they get scolded, all types of shit. There was a point where smoking was a thing where it's like if you get caught, you're out the door. It's not up there no more, but he's on a. There was one when Marcus, he actually came in sagging his pants that day, and was like ready to kick people out. He was in full gangster mode. So he was walking around like on a rampage, and he put some people over in quarantine. They got lucky enough, he got nice over the next couple of days and brought them back in. But there's a time where it was like there's no first, second, third warning. It was out the door. Any type of product, smoking in any type of way, including lighters. So I don't know. I guess for certain things they do a good job.
Chris. Charles.
Now you know what I gotta look with.
All right. Michael, number 4. Mike. Number 4.
I think it's just the way it works. Like some people they gonna be leaning on, some people they not. Just you gotta live with it. Just I guess they probably just looking at it as cigarettes and this person need a help or whatever. Like they accept the thing, you gotta accept shit you can't do. You might do some shit and they might send you to condemn you to hell. This person just got caught doing the same shit, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is just don't do the shit. You ain't gotta worry about it. That's how I feel about those people. Not about punishment, cause shit, rapidly, as we up there sitting there, see shit change every fucking day. Motherfucker who you think is the corporate or some shit, they let this motherfucker do whatever the fuck you wanna do, opposed to you doing something. It be totally. So my thing is everybody, just do what you gotta do for you. Do the program, follow the rules, and just don't get into nothing. Because you might not be as lucky. That's how I do. I know they gonna crucify my ass. So I'm not gonna even take that chance to even see what's gonna happen. I don't do that shit. I don't smoke and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I try to stay away from EVA shit. I try to stay away from shit. I see counselors and shit, a DST talking to doing some shit, and if people doing shit, I go the other way. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do counseling and shit. Just like Adesh was walking the other day, he wasn't doing shit, and I can vouch for that. He was just coming out of the fucking what's his name? Man took him in there scripture from knowing he can't read. You know what I'm saying? He was coming this way. Arvis was walking, coming from wherever he was coming from. Why you walking with this smoker? Just like I was just coming around the corner, he just left out of the way pile. He wouldn't even around August ain't say shit, August smashed his ass. Took him in that scripture. But see, that's coming from you putting yourself in certain predicaments. You walk around here doing shit. So the first time they see you and they feel like you doing some shit, they gonna grab you. You can't tell them you ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's not nothing for me to say, oh, Marcus, he didn't get what he's gonna do it anyway. So just stay grounded to yourself and, you know, like I was gonna say, people that's doing positive shit, just, you know, if you got something to say, you know, everybody grown, they do what they wanna do, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, when shit hit the fan, don't go to stream. Oh, what you doing, man? Everything ain't what, it's different shit for everybody. I don't wanna be caught up in no shit. So I got a schedule for my life while I'm here. At a certain time I do this. At a certain time I do this. At a certain time I do this. So I'm out of the way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that foolishness. So when it's time for me to leave, I'm all in that. You ain't gonna say, oh, Mike did this, and you walk back over here doing this, and they ain't got doing nothing. You got to set. What they say, you got to set little goals. But being said, write down something that you're gonna do and accomplish for the week. You gotta set little goals while you're here to stay out of the way of shit. You know what I'm saying? That'll help you out.
Omar?
Huh?
Number 4?
I'd rather not.
You sure?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it, so I mean, and I got caught, and it was on red, like you said, it's no big deal. I mean, you know, I just, you still come in here sometimes, it depends on what tech is here. You know, you can still come in here and watch TV. You know, but, you know, I don't know, I think the kicking out part is a little harsh, you know, because like you said the other day, you know, we talked about Johnny and stuff, and if you kick out Johnny, you know, and Johnny dies because of the result of getting kicked out, that's just, you know, counterproductive of what you wanted to do. You actually wanted to save Johnny, not kill him.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe, yeah, some kind of higher punishment, who knows, I don't know what it could be.
How many times are you gonna save Johnny though?
Huh?
How many times are you gonna save Johnny?
Exactly, but, you know.
But I think you said specifically, what if you don't kick him out, Johnny goes out there and kills someone for drunk driving?
Yeah, kill somebody with drunk driving, or, you know, overdoses himself,
Yeah.
you know? So it's like, I don't know what to say, you know. Especially for like, you know, somebody like, you know, a walking, they said the other day, the walking have a little bit more rough, because the walking, they don't go back to jail or anything like that, they're gonna go back to the street. You know, somebody that's here court ordered, there's a good chance they'll get picked up right away, and that won't happen. You know, there's different things, different scenarios.
Mr. Tom, what would you do?
Me?
Yes.
If I were running the program, one,
I ain't asking about if you run the program. I say, give an example of what would you do?
As a counselor.
If you were the counselor or not, what would your suggestion be?
to deal with smoking here.
Yeah.
To be honest, a lot of people getting caught smoking for some reason, I don't have access to their files on my computer, or else I would have been called probation and pre-trial. So that's one thing keeping them, you know, afloat. But I would personally call their pre-trial probation and say, hey, I wouldn't tell them details, I'll say, hey, he's breaking a little rules, can you give him a little talk? And then they mess up then I believe the pre-trial probation should know everything, you know, I mean, you can only give someone a certain amount of chances. Then at the same time, the smoking just doesn't affect them, it affects other people around them. So that's where I'm like really strict with the punishment part.
Yeah, I understand that if a person violates one of the rules and regulations, but like they said, I don't think that if you use the jumping Johnny, I don't think you could put Johnny at that, because Johnny might be that's not the definition of kids right now. Answer the family, extra duty, this and that. Now, if his ass fuck up, then let's get it. It's from a measurement. But it's automatic, it's like, no. It's like you go yell at you commit a roof violation, they give you a break. Okay? It should be also.
Yo, listen to me, that Bob talking.
You should be also another assignment to that.
Hey, hold that shit down, man.
You know what I mean? It's not just to put a bitch out on the street, you don't know what they like to go through. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I feel like they should, me, I can't take my never there. I should give them another opportunity to prove themselves. As you use the same subject today,
But I think
with
giving
accountability.
someone an opportunity, just them knowing that in the back of their mind, they're just gonna take advantage of
I
that.
don't think they're taking money, because if they fuck up, you use the other hand.
How they done it?
They done it before, that shit ain't gonna stop.
After he gets, if he caught doing what he got to do, and you give him the opportunity, he fuck up again, you family man.
But the thing too though, but Bob, the thing too though, why I feel, why you have to get pre-trial probation involved is because you can't just make it, well, you can't just make a decision for them. Hey, listen up, you can't just make a decision and then kick them out, because probation and pre-trial say, hey, why didn't you tell me this from the beginning? So that's why they need to be involved.
Acknowledge that you're supposed to let your child, suppose they can know what's going on. So you automatically put it there now.
Oh, yeah, well, that's also the thing. You're not just dealing with, I mean, you're dealing with people in that building that won't build you up. So that's just a gamble that they take.
Judge, the lawyer,
Yeah.
he's dealing with family, friends, and then individual himself. I know, man.
On Austin and then, Alfred.
What I was gonna say is, what I learned from being sneaky is never have your lighter in your pocket.
Especially when Sharon's here.
When Sharon's here, always hide your lighter in your belt and your pants loop.
You tell us.
I ain't telling nobody. I ain't telling nobody. I'm just telling my fellow brothers. Sean's just listening. He's not. Sean's on a BHT out here trying to bust somebody. Then you gotta smoke in different spots every time. Don't smoke in the same spot every time because you think it's safe.
But in Austin, there's nowhere to smoke no more. They cut all the bushes off. There's nowhere to smoke.
Yeah, there is.
Ain't nowhere to smoke.
Right here in this hallway, you can smoke in between that little door right there.
Man, will catch you as one to that corner. What you went to that corner for?
Smoking gun. Smoking gun. Smoking gun.
You know that's impossible. You know that's impossible.
Then you go this way, you turn right there, like that, behind this building, and squat down, smoke in between the AC units.
Shit, Sharon won't come on that corner.
And when Sharon's here, you're fucking gonna get caught.
It's no if anybody.
It's only a matter of time, because Sharon's only gotta get lucky one time. You gotta get lucky every single fucking time. And never smoke but by yourself. Only smoke by yourself. And maybe with one other person. But when another person comes, you're fucking about to get busted.
That's impossible. That's impossible. Smoking by yourself, there's no such thing.
Yeah, and if you smoke right and you make a lap to smoke, make 3 or 4 laps first. And then always keep your eyes on the BHT. Always know exactly where the BHT is at all the time. Okay?
All right, Alfred.
I'm gonna just say,
I'm not taking up for nobody. I'm not saying nobody right or wrong. But I know that every group is about smoking. People that smoke. There's other rules that be broken too. You know what I'm saying? This is not time to make fun of people that break rules. Everybody, ain't nobody here perfect. This is a recovery program. I would like to start keeping our group know what we be talking about. I'm not learning like this.
number 4.
It's comedy hour right now.
Number 4.
Can we keep going?
That's what they do. Number 4 was read number 4.
I get that, but I get it. But it's like,
It ties back to accountability ultimately.
Just change it up. Say something. Why do you say something?
I would just speak loud. Everybody else speak loud. I let everybody talk. Don't interrupt nobody, dog. All right, y'all want me to show myself?
No, me.
I just feel like nobody should be getting kicked out just because they choose to be where they are. That's why we're here to get help. That's just being honest. This is a recovery. I done been on another recovery program. You ain't supposed to smoke out, but I ain't never seen nobody get kicked out. That ain't help that person. Now what if that person get out of there, he relapse, and then he kill himself? I get it now. It's rules to be followed. I understand that. But that's not, a lot of that ain't on us. A lot of that's on the staff not doing their fucking job. You get what I'm saying? So all this blaming this and putting this on this person and doing that ain't cool, bro. Kicking people out for smoking motherfucking cigarettes ain't cool. You gonna do that, kick other people out for doing what the fuck they not supposed to be doing. Just like they only targeting people smoking fucking cigarettes. What about other people? I don't like that. I understand. I'm not mad with nobody. It's just I don't like that. That's it.
Okay.
There's no more groups today, right?
No.
7 o'clock.
77.
Does anybody need their paper signed?
Yeah, 7 o'clock.